let's talk Liverpool, right? And the developments, that's going on with them right now this season, with the players, the manager, and so forth. Let's jump straight into it. Let's talk about the end of last season. Obviously, they are the champions. End of last season, things were going very well for Liverpool, but mainly one of their main guys, which was Mohamed Salah. Now, if we talk Salah, I was one of the people that was basically saying Liverpool should not pay Salah what he wants. Now, you got many people, specifically obviously Liverpool fans, screaming and hollering, oh no, this and that, you need to give him what he wants. If you don't give Salah what he wants, you shouldn't be support Liverpool. Get out of my club. You got random people just saying, get out of my club, this is my club and I support, and you're not a real Liverpool fan and all this stuff. This is what they were, insulting other people in general, right? Talking about other people, but they were saying this about anyone that said, anything about Salah, whether you be a Liverpool supporter or not. It was very clear to me that there's going to be a dip, right, in Salah's form. I had to ask myself, do I believe Salah is on the same level as Messi, Ronaldo, someone that can really last, right? And his body would hold up, right? Is he that great? That was the question. My answer was no. To be fair, is he a good player and probably the next best when it comes to taking Messi and Ronaldo for now? Yes, but can he keep it up like they did in their latter years? I didn't think so. So to me, Liverpool was already making a mistake. Giving in to the fans is something Liverpool shouldn't be doing because they have a quality recruitment team, like they make good, relatively good signings. So why they would need to, listen to the fans that are saying give Salah what he wants, whatever he wants. A person I want to kind of focus on specifically is Rory Jennings was mentioning this. He said anyone that is saying not to give Salah what he wants doesn't know football and he just doesn't want to talk to certain people. These people are, he said something negative, I forgot what he called them, but yeah, it wasn't good. But basically, he basically letting you know you don't know football. Shut up. That's basically what it was, honestly. So the change, what happens when a honeymoon period, well, I shouldn't say honeymoon period, but what happens when this, positive period that Salah is having, what happens when it stops? What happens when Salah starts to show his age and starts to show that he is not as worldly as a Messi and Ronaldo. These are generational talents. Salah is very, very good. Salah, people say that he keeps he keeps himself in good shape and so forth. That's great, but keeping it up for that prolonged period of time for a team like Liverpool, mate, you're asking for a lot. Again, can he do this? My decision was no. I was like, well, my answer was no. I don't think he can do it. I don't believe this guy can do it. So it's no surprise. Liverpool are now having to deal with somebody that's not happy anymore. Everybody's always known that Salah has that type of personality where he can throw his toys out of the pram. I want this, I want that, and it can disrupt the team. Everyone's known this. Some could call him a diva. I won't say diva, but let's call it passion. He's passionate, about his self-development. Again, self, because let's be honest, that's what Salah is. Yes, it helps the team that he's great, but it doesn't help when it's causing like some sort of disruption. So long story short, I'm not surprised. It will be very interesting to hear from Liverpool fans now to see what they think. I think they'll still back him, obviously, but what do they think about, you know, the chances of Salah getting back to form and being the Salah of old? Right? What are the chances? You know, coupled with the fact that he's basically had an outburst. You know, stuff he was saying was very just like, he says a lot like, you know, he believes that the club threw him under the bus, but you've got to look at it from the point of view of, okay, you think the club threw you under the bus? Had the club not supported you though, as well? You can't say the club that haven't supported you. You can't say the club don't think. You can't say that the club haven't like had your back, or the club didn't do their all to get you when you were, you know, let's just say reject at Chelsea. Well, not reject, but you know, they let you go, you went somewhere else. People were, is he worth it? Should Liverpool buy him? Liverpool took that chance. So look at all this stuff, and then look what you became. Obviously, you had to put in the work, and look what you became. So great, fantastic. No one's arguing that. But what we do have to question now is you saying they're throwing you under the bus when, no, I think it's been a mutual relationship. You guys have done well together. You know, Liverpool have supported you. You've also, you know, repaid them. It's all great. For you to be saying what you're saying, it's a bit harsh. Now, another thing, right? But that's Salah. I want to move on to others, right? So we'll move on to others in a bit. Okay, so now let's move on to Vert. Let's move on to Vert, right? Vert's coming in at the beginning of, you'll see, I think it was an early video, one of our earlier videos. We mentioned we believe Vert is going to take time to settle in, right? But once which is like around 6 month period is what we said. Did you say 6 months? We'll check again. But anyway, we said it's going to take time, right, for Vert to really, you know, settle in and show his class. So the fact that, you know, he's a new signing. He's gonna have to get used to the Premier League and so forth, but he will show his class. Eventually, that is exactly what Verts did. Well, we're saying he's picking up. We'll say that. He's picking up. He's not done it yet, but his class is starting to show. And we said that he's gonna feel like he's a new world-class signing. Like literally, you know, a massive, big world-class signing because of just how well he's going to take to the league eventually. Verts is now starting to show that, right? His quality is oozing. His last few games have been really, really good. There's been 1 or 2 games that he's really showed class, really, really showed class. And you know, this is something that I guess many people had to wait for. We said a lot of rival fans, right, are going to insult the guy, and they have. They've been saying he's trash, he's this and that and whatever. They've been saying everything under the sun about Vert, especially in the beginning. He didn't help himself by saying stuff like, "I need a free role." Nobody cares what you need. You need to, like, this is the Premier League. You need to prove yourself. He was like, I need a free role. Liverpool needs to give me a free role. Mate, you need to deserve that. Like this, like you've come from Bayer Leverkusen, another league, great, fantastic, but you need to, you know, really earn this. But we knew that he was gonna settle in. Like the type of player he is, the guy he's a monster, man. He's a monster, and he's starting to show class. Like he's starting to get used to the pace of the game. He's always had like these little, like, you know, touches that he does. He was doing this stuff, but because how the Premier League is, it looked like he was doing it like in slow motion, you know, but not in a good way, in a bad way. It's like he was too slow for the league. All these little touches like were pointless. But now he's getting used to the pace. These little touches he's doing here and there, he's starting to do it. It's no longer in slow motion. He's starting to do it in, you know, football speed, if this makes any sense. So he's starting to look better now, you know. His movement, his reaction time and everything is starting to marry with his thinking. His orders coming together. So now, slowly but surely, getting there. We believe he's going to go to another level. Again, this isn't something that we're just saying, like, this is documented. Please go and check previous videos. You'll see that this was the thinking we had from the beginning. Wirtz is going to become like a new, not just brand new quality, no, world-class signing, like potentially someone that could take on the mantle, or if not take on, because that's a big mantle to take on, not take on the mantle of Salah, but contribute to the to it with other players. And I'll move on. Great segue into Hugo Ekitike and what he's doing. Okay, so Hugo Ekitike. Now, this was one that, I mean, listen, we're going to be honest, this was one that we got wrong. Well, not wrong in the sense of we thought it was going to be bad, we just didn't think it would be this good. I don't think anyone thought it would be this good. For being honest, if anyone, you know, well, some people will say they knew whatever, they've been watching him, you know, from Frankfurt and whatever. Cool, no problem. We didn't think it would be bad, just thought it would take time. We thought that he would be the one that would take time out of all the signings to bed in, you know. But to be fair, Hugo Ekitike has been the best. 2 games in, once, because it's very. We believe it shouldn't take long for people to recognise quality. You know, if you know, the term everybody says, if you know ball. If it was very clear to you within 2 games, you would have made this prediction, which was Isak coming in should not replace Ekitike. He has to basically prove himself. Liverpool fans were saying, no, what's the point of spending that much money then on Isak? Isak has shown at Newcastle his quality and he needs to continue and so forth. We didn't doubt his quality. What we were trying to state was that so we didn't doubt his quality. What we were trying to basically state was that Isak cannot just walk in and replace Ekitike that is doing well. Ekitike, you know, even before the season began, was it the Community Shield or whatever? Scored a great goal, great performance. And he continued that into the league. I think he scored 1 or 2 goals, was it, you know, in the first few games. That's what you need a player to do. And he did that. Ekitike did that. Isak, we all knew that he was going to take time to get back into, you know, full match sharpness and so forth. He's always had fitness issues, but yeah, you know, give him his chance and so forth. It was already clear that in his first 1 or 2 games, he wasn't completely up to scratch, whereas Ekitike was proving it. So Ekitike kind of showing attitude and kind of, you know, doing certain stuff that made it look as though he was quote unquote like lashing out, you know, and him holding up his shirt and so forth and getting a card and getting an unnecessary card. It's him just thinking to himself, this is him having self-confidence and him thinking to himself, well, I'm doing my job, like I'm playing well and most importantly scoring goals. It was very clear to us that he had to start over Isak. 2 games in, by the way. Even now, what we say is, we're saying that Ekitike is a better all-round player than Isak. This was very clear to us within 5 games in. Just how he plays and, you know, he link-up play and his ability to play in different areas and him being able to get him, acclimatized into the Premier League so quickly, made it very, very clear to us that Ekitike is a better all-round player. Now, is he a better striker than Isak? We don't believe that to be the case. Isak is going to get back. This is us not, you know, putting Isak down or saying he's not quality. Isak will get back to his regular performances that he was showcasing at Newcastle, and he's gonna show that he is the better striker, right? Striker. As a player though, it is very hard to displace Ekitike. As you said, even now, Isak cannot be starting over Ekitike. It's just simple. Ekitike has to be in the squad somewhere. If Liverpool are smart, again, if Liverpool are not listening to their fans, because fans are supporters, but they're not supposed to be telling you what to do. That's not what should happen, right? Like what they done with Salah. It really actually doesn't make sense for Liverpool to know what he's capable of and be benching him because you're trying to fit in Isak. If Isak is going to play, fair enough, okay, you know, everybody knows his quality. So yeah, squeeze him in, but that Ekitike has to play. He actually has to play. Now it gets hard when you have a player like Salah on the right, who is almost undroppable, but they has been dropped because of his recent performances. One player that should not be suffering or having to make way is Ekitike out of everybody. You know, they were trying to squeeze in Wirtz at one point, who is now playing well now. They were trying to squeeze in when he wasn't playing well. We were saying it from the beginning, from pre-season. We were saying Wirtz isn't up to scratch. He's not that guy. It's so funny. We were saying, again, this is stuff that you can just go and check previous videos to see. Us questioning Wirtz. Wirtz, you're not that guy. Stop saying you need a free roll. Earn that. Like, who are you? Like, this is the Premier League, my guy. You know, so for the fact that Ekitike was kind of not being given like his place wasn't cemented basically in the Liverpool squad when he was doing his job, it's just criminal to the guy. We do feel for him, and you know, understand his reaction to scoring that goal and then taking off his shirt and whatever and getting a yellow card. We understand that, right? Yes, it still wasn't smart, whatever, but he's a young player that is passionate. When Salah does stuff, people give him that discretion, right? They should show him grace. So you have to show somebody that is younger, but also that is performing. He's doing what he needs to do. So, long story short, Liverpool's form was now aimed at the manager. We've always said, listen, yes, it's all going to fall on the manager, but it's not. It's very hard for us to now put that all on Slot. It was very hard for us. Yes, tactically, and all, everyone becomes a tactical genius. Oh, this is what he's doing wrong. This is what Slot doesn't know. He's this, he's that, whatever, man. Like, it's so quick for you guys to say these things, right? But we always knew that it was going to be a shared thing between Slot and the squad, right? Because a lot of Liverpool have not kicked into gear. Put it that way. Liverpool have not kicked into gear. How you can put down a manager is wild. Yes. Oh, the defense is not great and whatever, and they've been making mistakes, and these are individual mistakes. But on top of that as well, we're talking as though this didn't happen under Klopp. Even worse, Klopp had terrible times at Liverpool when it came to the team's defensive mistakes. People were questioning Klopp. It's as though people forgot stuff that was happening under Klopp and Liverpool's defense was just shocking. It's like, what on earth? People are questioning Klopp. Do you even know about defense? He was like, in a press conference, he said, I can write a whole book about defending. Like, that's how insulted he was when people were saying this. But this is a Liverpool thing, right? When it comes to the defense and how they play right now, how their team is set up, right? People want to blame Klopp and Slot. Sorry, we don't think it's that, right? We just don't think it's a manager thing. And if Liverpool listen to their supporters, or not just their supporters, other pundits. I won't even say supporters. I'll say other pundits are talking a lot about Slot. Oh, if he doesn't buck up his ideas, they could let him go, or they should let him go. No, be quiet, please. Again, Liverpool, please use your brains. right? Liverpool, use your brains. You are the guys that have been able to make decisions, right, and correct decisions on your club. Please stop letting everybody get involved, and like, you are the champions for a reason, right? So these things shouldn't be happening. Where people are now saying, oh, Slot might be let go and so forth. You have to give this guy another year. You have to. You have no choice. If they let him go, honestly, it won't make any sense, honestly, because this Liverpool team are yet to click into gear. People don't want, I'm telling you right now, people don't want the Liverpool team to click into gear. You don't want this, right? Like, one that we definitely got wrong, hold our hands up completely, is Kirkes. We said Kirkes will be the out and out performer. He'll be the one to settle in quickly, obviously, for obvious reasons, right? This is what we said about Kirkes. We said that there's no way Kirkes won't do well, whatever. He's the one that's really, yeah, he's not. There's no excuse, no two ways around it. We got that wrong, terribly wrong. He's not doing well. He's slowly getting back into his form of, you know, ways and so forth, but it's not been great for Kirkes, to be fair. So what we want to say is that, yeah, we got that one wrong, but again, back to the fact that people do not want Liverpool to click into gear, because if this Liverpool team really clicks into gear properly, where Salah finds form, Kirkes, you know, gets back to his full Bournemouth ways, Van Dijk and, you know, and Konate go back to their partnership of old, you know, like from last season where they were just dominating. Alisson, like, he no longer, you know, is suffering from injuries. All these things, like that if it goes well for Liverpool, is going to transform the team. You don't want this to happen, because if it does, Premier League is in serious trouble if these people click into gear. If Wirtz goes to that next level that we know we can go to, this is dangerous. All in all, we believe that if we now round everything up for the Premier League as a whole, we believe that Man City is looking the most promising. Arsenal have been showing what they could do, but Man City are looking really scary. They're probably looking like the favourites. So we shall see how everything pans out. But for now, we'll sign out. This has been all Action Sports.